Hello, Gene Schwimmer here. Welcome to today's vlog. Should be a pretty short one today. Just some small comments and one larger comment on the Democratic debate that I watched last night, the night before I'm recording this. The first comment I could make, which I think everybody would agree with, including Democrats, anybody who watched that debate, that was probably the most boring 2 hours, a little over 2 hours of television that I have ever seen. They could have had a video, 2 hours of paint drying or grass growing, and it would have been more interesting than that debate last night. It's really just a repetition of talking points. It was also, well, it was nice to see that well, no, I can't say that either. I was going to say that it was polite. Well, it was. You didn't have the constant interrupting, one candidate interrupting another, but you did see multiple candidates going over their time, which is kind of interesting because the moderator said at the beginning of the debate that anybody who went over his time would be penalized. I didn't see the penalty. Well, perhaps they didn't get called on as much. Maybe that was a penalty. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. It was just more of the same old, same thing that they say in every debate, except there were fewer people saying it. There have been complaints from minority Democrats, blacks and Hispanics, that the stage is all white, saying that the rules were wrong or that the rules had to be changed, which is an interesting parallel with the way they feel about, well, just about anything, civil service jobs or college, that if you have the same rules for everybody, but if a minority doesn't reach a particular threshold, we have to lower the threshold or we have to change the rules, which to me is insulting to minorities. But also there's the illogic of what they're complaining about, because in the end, just like that TV show and the movie The Highlander, which I really enjoyed, the movie, I never watched the TV show, and when I say the movie, I really just mean the first one, but in the end there can only be one. In the end, there is only going to be one Democratic nominee. So unless that nominee is a minority, then you're going to have a white nominee eventually. So I don't see what their point is. Also keep in mind that even with the larger field, with a number of minority Democratic presidential candidates in the debate, the candidate who had the most black support, I don't know about Hispanic support, I imagine it's the same, but the most black support is Joe Biden. So I don't see any basis for that complaint. Now on to the main point that I want to make, because we saw in the debate last night the same thing as we've seen in all the debates until then. Actually, in the whole Democratic platform, these Democrats are all calling for tax rate increases on the wealthy, especially Elizabeth Warren, so I'll focus on her, but it's a sentiment shared by, I think, all of the Democratic candidates, which is to increase taxes on the rich. Taking Elizabeth Warren, we all know she's talking about this 2% wealth tax on people making more than $50 million a year. What she is missing is that if you're going to fund your proposed government programs, and she has a lot of them and they are very expensive, she's been getting a lot of pushback from the other Democratic candidates on the fact that her proposals are going to cost so much. But the point is, if she wants a 2% tax on people making more than $50 million a year to pay for all this stuff, it's only logical that she should want as many people making over $50 million a year, and those people making over $50 million a year making as much over $50 million a year as possible in order to get more money for the government. That being the case, all these Democrats should be working with Republicans to enact pro-growth policies that will increase the number of wealthy people and make each of those wealthy people as wealthy as possible in order to generate more income. That's just plain common sense. I don't know why. Well, I do know why they can't see that, because they are fixated, as I said in an earlier vlog, and maybe I'll have to return to this subject. Democrats make a big hoo-ha about wanting to help the poor. That is false. They want to punish the rich. They will not let a poor person keep $1 more of the income that they earn if it means that a rich person is going to keep 1,000. If your focus is on helping the poor people, then you concentrate on helping the poor people. If they keep more of their money under a particular plan, then you enact that plan, and if it helps the rich, you worry about the rich later. But they don't do that. Democrats contradict themselves. They say they want to tax the rich to pay for government programs, but they don't support policies to increase the number and the wealth of rich people. And that's it for today. Thanks for stopping by as usual. Thumbs up if you like this video. Share it with anybody you think would also like the video. Got any comments? There's a comment section below the video. Great place also for any questions you might have, suggestions for future topics. You could also subscribe. I love getting subscribers, so subscribe. And finally, come back and see me again. I look forward to seeing all of you again. And until I do see all of you again, bye.